forget about it. But when people explain themselves, they almost always end up saying something that isn't accurate. The case of the word draw. There are two major definitions of that word. One does indicate drawing a net or drawing a sword, or with a particular pronoun, it can mean dragging off someone forcibly against their will. Paul is dragged out of the temple. People are dragged into judgment in the book of James. The second definition is to draw by inward power, lead, or impel. And that's the definition that's given for John 6:44 in Strong's Lexicon, which isn't the most up-to-date, but it makes this distinction. The only other time this definition is applied to a verse in Scripture is in John chapter 12, verse 32. And you might not be familiar with the debates about this, but a lot of times we'll talk about the Father must draw, and how in John 12 it seems that after Christ is raised, he will draw all men to himself. And I think that's part of what you're talking about when it comes to the offer of the gospel and all that, some sort of broader call than just the elect. If I misrepresented you, I apologize for that. And many times in debate, it's like, well, no, that's a different chapter, that's a different context, but the understanding is this is a leading, a compelling of sorts. So in one instance, it is all people, and it is not effectual, as Calvinists would call it, but in another instance, it must be effectual. And this, I think, is circular, especially considering we are all called by the gospel, according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 13 and 14. And everyone needs to be careful when someone says a